And as we're about to begin, we're going to see the boss come out. Entities have, or the FEGs I mean, haven't even loaded yet, but we got the go, okay. So, for Team Entity, they do have a pretty solid draft here. Troll, great against Visage, great against Mirana. The one thing I think they are really worried about, or at least they should be really worried about, is the Doom. Since none of their heroes really matches up well against the Doom, and I mean, there aren't a lot of heroes who generally have a good fighting chance against Doom. Stuff like Lifestealer usually does, where you're great against beefcake heroes and you're great at sustaining yourself in a fight somehow.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm guessing Troll Warlord could potentially man-fight up the Doom. Maybe the Phantom Lancer, if Phantom Lancer gets a decent amount of items going early on. But if Doom gets an Aghanims, then it's just going to be impossible for any of these heroes. And that could be exactly what happens, where we get to see one core who has like Alchemist tier gold net worth lead, maybe 2k ahead. Also, you on the clockwork walks in the enemy jungle there, sees, gets spotted and immediately walks out. But yeah, if one carry just has a really big gold lead, and Doom gets an Aghanims and just ults them up, could be really hard for them to somehow win team fights on the side of Entity. Other than that, everything seems pretty solid. On the mid lane, Phantom Lancer versus Blizzard. I think this matchup should be going just fine, because Phantom Lancer got the ability to purchase a Quelling Blade, which Radiant heroes can't, giving him the bit of a damage edge to make up for the harass he's taken. So we got Felix Shao on the Doom. Laning against the Troll isn't going to be too much of a pleasant experience, but you're a giant beefcake with a ton of regen. The Doom, of course, is going to be great at frontlining for Mirana, so that your squishy carry in the team fights is going to get in plenty of hits. It's not a hero you can just ignore and walk past, try and hit Mirana. Well, I mean, technically you can, but you're going to get mini-stunned up, set on fire, and you'll take way too much damage.
A soldier's fortune.
And so far, the Phantom Lancer seems to be farming pretty well. His mid lane is going, well, better than expected, to be honest, as he's now sitting at 14 last hits, really nice, and got everything under control pretty well. I mean, yes, he's going to take a ton of damage from Visage, but I don't think you really mind that if you're going to go ahead this early on. And I mean, that's what Teehee is doing right now. He might not have the perfect lane equilibrium, but at this rate, his GPM will make up for that. Meanwhile, Silence went down as the first blood on the bottom lane. Got dangerously low health farming jungle there, and then well, to be fair, he doesn't have much health to work with, so being at 2/3 health is already enough to kill him off. But now he's going to create some space for the Troll Warlord here, trying to bully away Doom. Meanwhile, Teehee killed off DDZ with AU coming in there. Why does everyone always have to be low health for so long before they die in Southeast Asia games? That's seriously something you see in Southeast Asia and not in Europe. One of the most noticeable differences. In Southeast Asia, people are far more comfortable with low health, it seems. In Europe, when you see somebody sitting at 400 or so health, they're just going to go and eat a tango before they show themselves again. They're going to play it really carefully, make sure they got support, backing them up if necessary. Here in Southeast Asia, people are taking a few more risks. Some of them calculated, but far from all. EMT on the troll, getting ran at by Felix Chow there. Cool breath off the mark. But turns out the kills are going to happen both on top and on the mid lane, not on the bottom lane where people were actually fighting. This is frustrating, but now the score is 2-2. Park went down and so did Visage. Teehee's Phantom Lancer is starting to get out of control already, and we're only 5 minutes in the game, so he has a perfect start here. Mirana is free farming, which is also really nice, but unless it's going to be an early game Aghanims, like early Aghanims Mirana build, I think it's going to be an advantage for Entity until now. Just because Phantom Lancer, he is such a big threat once he gets fed. He doesn't need that long to farm. Slardar coming in there just being... Over on the bottom lane, Felix Chow gets caught in the cogs, will go down to TMT there. Doesn't matter how big of a beefcake you are. If you're disabled for long enough, you're going to go down. And I mean, Doom, he is a really tanky hero, but he doesn't have any cool movement skills. You gets turned on. Fine though, Silencer coming on in. Are they going to chase here? Nope. Just pushing away those two supports from Team HighGround, and Entity, they are off to a really good start. Which honestly, HighGround, one of the more experienced teams, wouldn't expect that up against. DDZ now getting executed on the mid lane as well with tower dive from Teehee. Teehee himself has to get out now.
Dire's mid tower is under attack.
Yep. Oh, okay, he's going to go down. So at least the Phantom Lancer isn't going to be left unchecked. Meaning HighGround got some space to farm up their Mirana, potentially get that Aghanim Scepter going, help deal with PL illusions. And now Felix, once again taking a ton of damage, in comes the Clockwork. And he killed Silencer first. That's always great, especially because now you're not going to lose Int. It's also really nice to get a return kill on your off lane. And because of those little things, HighGround are still ahead in gold lead. All over the board. I think I'm going to switch over to Net Worth here. Might be a bit early, but there we go. So Phantom Lancer and Mirana are extremely farmed. TMT is getting farmed fast now, but did struggle early on in the lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
AU just got tower dived by Slardar as well, who just completely nonchalantly walks through the mid lane under the tower, goes for a nice little kill there with the familiars. And we're going to see even more aggression on the bottom lane, where Jakiro is looking at run at somebody. No kill there. Instead, DDZ getting tower dived again. This mid lane is just so insane. TMT trying to get out of there. Got AU to help him out. Now Slardar is about to drop in return. Starstorm finishing up the Phantom Lancer. AU on the run himself, but he's just going to go down. Consistently deny against the entrance there and is going to go for it, but not going to succeed. So all of a sudden HighGround have pulled ahead by quite a bit as the bottom lane is left deserted. Being on the top lane, not going well in the last hit or gold department at all. You have 19 last hits, 1 death and no kills. So Puck at level 6 really gotta get some good green coils off and make things happen. Instead he's going to go down to Starter Crush Blood Arrow. Rip. Now in the bottom lane we get another dive onto Job Easy here. Who is just going to be put down by Felix Chow there on the big bad Doom. Now Doom, however, once again being cocked in. Ice Path coming out, but wait, is the Tucker going to drop? Ooh, that was close. 16 health. He's just going to heal up. And AU is going to be in a bit of danger as Mirana soon gets that Starstorm back up. But the tower still hurts a bit too much.
The prize is mine.
Felix Chow, he's continuing to bully people now over on the mid lane, looking for somebody to run at. But the thing about the Doom is, yes, it's awesome, you're super tanky, you deal a ton of early game damage, and you are one of the best late game disablers in the game. The only issue is, you have to run at people. You don't have any default initiation skills, you don't have any real stun or something you can throw at someone to close the gap. You just need to walk while the enemy is trying to run away. That leads to you being kited. And that can lead to Doom finding himself in a lot of trouble all of a sudden after chasing someone, where the enemy just decides to turn. Meanwhile, a Bing trying to orb out there, but gets dual breath up, gets set on fire with the urn, is just going to take down here. However, in comes TMT, killing off Phoenix in exchange, and another kill on NTRX. As with 2 big agility carries, albeit early game, you do have enough damage to make it happen. And some much needed return kills there for Team HighGround, or for Team Entity against Team HighGround, as Team HighGround lands onto Mirana, still farming up. Going for an early Maelstrom instead of the early game Aghanim's. I do like the hybrid build with the Aghanim's against Phantom Lancer a lot, but oftentimes it doesn't just stay at an Aghanim's and people commit a bit more to spellcasting, since, yeah, you do need mana to work with. My favorite build's Aghanim's, Lincoln Sphere, Mjolnir kind of route. You can sneak in a Manta or something, but you do need source of mana regen. And you do need Aghanim's against the Phantom Lancer. At least if you as the Mirana are designated to shut down the Phantom Lancer, which in this game doesn't seem the case. I mean, that's actually the real question here. Who's going to stop the Phantom Lancer in his tracks once he starts to become really damn dangerous? Lands on the top lane. It's going to go down here, I think. Or not, as he's going to teleport out, and instead Jabeezy is going to get ran at now by the Doom. Doom just getting himself a nice juicy double kill on the mid lane. We're going to see some fighting as well, as TMT is going to rotate in. Gets spotted out by the Visage Familiars there, but still wants to go for a kill on DDZ here. All of a sudden, Teehee behind DDZ, hitting him in the back, and DDZ, he is going to go down because that's how great these work. MRX Going down next, double kill for T. Can he get out successfully? And it looks like he can. Meanwhile, TMT running away from the Visage Familiars there. Forced to shrine up. And Doom coming out on the Clockwork. And an armor reduction. Global Science committed here. Clockwork still trying to get away for his life, but guess what? Mosen has an early blink there. Is going to just use that here. Blink, stun that. And I mean, if you get this type of item time going on a Slardar, 14-minute blink dagger, that's not bad at all. Then you can just, well, continuously apply pressure. Doom meanwhile going for a Shadow Blade instead of a blink dagger here. Not sure what to make of that, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has
if you're not afraid of being in anyone's melee range, then that's fine. As long as Troll Ward doesn't bash up the Doom, who tries to walk past him and tries to initiate when he doesn't know they have vision on him.
Radiant's
Other than that,
bottom
everything
tower is
should be
under attack.
good for a Shadow Blade here. And I mean, that's a minor risk because
Radiant's bottom tower is
as a Doom, you're the one who's supposed to survive against Troll Warlord long enough anyways. Meanwhile, Lance getting executed there with the Dream Coil.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And T, he's getting well fed as well. Really good TP boot timing is going to allow him to defend against split push himself.
Dire's top tower is
And
under
he's
attack.
now going to go for that diffusal blade a bit later, but altogether your GPM is going to thank you for the early threats purchase. Okay, let's see, do we have any other big core items? Mirana, but the Maelstrom is now going to go for a Manta style, just wants to fight up. Mosen meanwhile running on a Bing. In comes the hook shot, in comes the Clockwork, turning things around, and Puck manages to dodge the arrow, is now on the way out. Jabizi meanwhile got caught by the Doom, is going to get executed. This poor Science is truly living Support's life, but he just saved the... Okay, so one gets out. One probably won't. Well pucked Puck, so actually able to get out of there with the Macropire committed. Arrow off the mark. Not granting any vision. And a Bing. Is he going to be safe here? Looks like he is. Will be stuck here for a while, but he's going to live to tell the tale, and I think that's all that matters.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Him at least right now, because this game is a close one. The net worth still tumbling around that 0 gold mark, as you can see here. HighGround do have a bit of an advantage going out of the laning stage, but Entity, they're currently doing their best to mitigate that advantage, and they're doing a really good job. I mean, if we look at Phantom Lance's farm, 20 minutes,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
P-boots plus Abyss, or plus the Fusel Blade, that seems pretty good. That seems really damn good, because usually the timing is more like 22, 23 minutes. And now DDZ being turned on as well. In comes the Clockwork with the hook shot. Just going to cock away the Visage there. Global Science committed as well, so Slardar can't counter-initiate. And DDZ is going to go down, but once again after the silence. And this silence is just dying every fight, no int being stolen whatsoever. Phantom Lance now doomed up and has the armor reduction on him, taking a lot of damage here. Can't really get away. And boom, it's such a nasty ability to deal with when you're a hero that relies on escape. HighGround managed to turn what was supposed to be a fast kill on a Visage around into a really favorable fight. Are now going to get some major value out of their shrine and can continue to just push the aggression on a Roche team. Clockwork spots the early Roche attempt out. But they're still going to go for it on the side of HighGround. Is there an attempt for a snatch? I don't think that's... Okay, Clockwork says screw it, just runs in. Puck, oh no, Puck went into the Rose pit, but everybody is still majorly low health here. Lance killing off the Puck. One return kill on Felix Chow there. But the Rose goes down in favor of Team High Ground. They do get the Aegis, they do get 2 kills for 1. So despite Entity just cutting their losses, I think is the best way to put it. Fight in the end still going to go to Team High Ground. And if you can continuously shut down the Phantom Lancer with the Doom, then you won't need any AoE to deal with the Illus. Hero just throwing down a Markiplier to put up the mid lane. Because why the hell not? It's such a big ability, but if you don't plan to team fight, it's nice to at least get value out of your ultimate. Okay, and Slaughter coming in with 2-man crush. Jabeezy going to go down once again at the beginning of the team fight. Teehee trying to run out of there, but is going to get killed up next. And High Ground, they seem to be pulling ahead. They seem to be in a really comfortable spot right now because they don't need to team fight. They can just go for a couple of pickoffs, shut down the Phantom Lancer, shut down the Troll Warlord. Troll Warlord, by the way, is an issue that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later because he's pretty fat at fight. I mean, he's got Massive Madness plus Jasha. Everything you need to flash farm, really. It is now going to go for a BKB to enable him to actually fight. But in comes the perfect gang. Looking for... Well, they're not going to find the Troll. Instead, just going to go on Jabeezy Silencer here. And I think Silencer just... Did he even know he was dead, though? I mean, that might have just been a YOLO ward. Maybe he didn't even see them coming.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, Mirana going to go down once. Lara comes in from the back line.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we're going to see a big fight. AU going down to Felix Chow here, and Felix wants to go for more. Puck will succeed in getting out of there. Visits meanwhile teleporting to one of the familiars. Phantom Lance is going to be caught. Global Silence comes out trying to save Teehee. Can Teehee somehow get away? He runs straight into a Doom, gets doomed up, gets killed off. A bit of an overkill there, but once again High Ground shut down the carry they need to shut down. And now for Entities, just waiting for TMT to come online. Is getting really good BKB timing here. Is getting a ton of items, but how many items do you need to fight against the farmed Mirana? Against the big and dangerous Doom? That's the real question here, because High Ground, with their one carry lineup, are doing an amazing job in those fights. Now pushing the aggression on a tier 2 tower. Puck getting stunned up as well. And it looks like we're going to have a fight under the tower onto the Clockwork here. Clockwork's just going to get executed, and Entity, they know they can't fight this, but they don't really have much of a choice on the subject. Puck getting killed off as well by DDZ just in time. Now the tier 2 is going to drop and tier 3 tower is going to be. Meanwhile, oh look at that. Oh, that's gotta be painful for TMT, who finally wants to go in with big initiation. Doesn't succeed in getting it off though. Teehee trying to burn them down with the Diffuse Blade. And that means now the Troll shut himself down by going in against 5. I mean, honestly, you do have kind of higher expectations about your gold compared to the enemy. You're like, okay, I'm really farmed, I have really good item timing. There's no way they're going to stop me, but those dreams just got crushed by the High Ground, who are now going to easily push down a tier 3 tower and starting to work on the Rex. With the Village Familiars, with the Mirana. Top lane Medirex just going to drop. We'll shut in from the Clockwork. Mirana arrow off the mark, but AU is still going to go down, and so will a Bing. Jabeezy now running away in the base, but Mosin comes in from the base, and this silencer, he is going to live, at least for now, but Mirana's DPS is too high. Moonlight Shadow commit, trying to get out Team HighGround here. Mirana's going to go down for freaking more than 1,000 gold. But a single Mirana return kill isn't going to do it here for Team Entity, who had such a good start in this game and then all of a sudden realized, oh crap, we're not going to be able to outfight this once Phantom Lance started being shut down, once TMT thought he was really fat but wasn't, and now TMT, he needs to go back to farming, so does Teehee. Maybe if those two agility carries get their items together, they can finally outfight Team HighGround. If we look at HighGround's items, we can see that, well, things don't look all that good. Doom got a Heaven's Halberd to deal with the Troll Warlord. DDZ got an Aghanim for more push. Is sitting on a ton of armor and magic resistance just to, you know, get the maximum value out of those Gravekeeper cloak stacks. Noble Signs being committed, Mirana being gone with the hookshot here. It's a nice initiation if they can kill off Lance. Lance is going to go down. Troll Warlord, however, disarmed, rooted up, and it will be executed now. Turn around there from HighGround. Puck goes down, Jabeezy goes down. The only one left is Teehee, who was looking for his good opportunity to engage and then realized, okay, there's not going to be a good opportunity to engage. Slardar faking out the crush as well. They are starting to go on the wrong Phantom Lance, but now the right one's getting killed off as well with the 3 familiars chains done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Next tier 2 tower is now going to get besieged, and HighGround, they're 16k ahead, GG being called. They could have probably just pushed lane of Rex here, and it was all about that last tier 2 tower. So Entity, I think where it went wrong here is just that their carries got shut down exactly when they couldn't afford to be shut down. Phantom Lancer went down a few times in the early to mid game, which is really devastating. And